Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo bolo. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nittaya Gaura Premanande.
Hare Krishna, everyone. How are you all? Are you happy? Then I don't need to speak.
We'll be more happy, Prabhu.
You're already feeling love and happiness. I can go home. I am. Give that man a pay rise. So Hare Krishna, everyone. I don't come here that often. My name is Kripamoya Das. I'm a married man. Okay, a married man. I'm not a Swami. I have 3 children, 3 big children, and I live near London, outside London. And I come to Manchester every time I need something. Every time I've got a book to sell or some message. But this time is different. I don't have anything. Don't have anything to sell and nothing to... But they've asked me to say something about preaching. And the other night was Preaching is the Essence Part 1. And in that presentation I just said that don't be afraid of the word preaching. It's an old-fashioned Christian word, we think, but it actually comes from Sanskrit. Prachar. Achar, anybody know what achar means? Not pickle, don't tell me pickle. Achar means what? In Sanskrit, achar. Like Prabhupada Ji, he's acharya. So achar means what? Huh? Acharya means teacher, yes, but achara. You're all right, but achar actually means the flow of a river. Achar, how something flows. And when you say about a human being, he has achar, you're talking about how a person behaves. Achar comes from chara. So when you take the word chara and you put it to, you want to say someone's, character. We get the word character from chara. Yes, so you see a person's character is his chara, how he walks, how he talks, how he speaks. Acharan. So then we have the word biography. If you want the word biography, it is charitra. Charitra. So there's that word chara again, you see. So achar means behavior. Achar means behavior. And prachar means pra is always going forward. Production. Pranipat. Pradesh. All the pra means going forward. When you move forward, it means that you're extending yourself to others. So for instance, I'll bring in a United Nations example, shall I? Hello again. So if I'm in the United Nations and I'm a peaceful person, I get on with everybody. Well, it's very nice that I get on with everybody, but wouldn't it be better if everybody got on with everybody? Wouldn't that be a nice world that we could live in? Okay, wouldn't it be nice if everybody got on with everybody? So the peaceful people, it's up to the peaceful people to do what? To spread peace. To spread peace. Just like many years ago there was a man and he discovered that the ladies who were milking the cow were not getting this disease. What was it? Smallpox? They were not getting the disease. Cowpox, that's right. Thank you. So they weren't getting this disease, cowpox. And they were the closest to the cows. So how is it possible not to catch the disease when you're closer? Because they were Vaccinated. What is the word for cow? Vaksa. Vaksa. So you take the little bit from the cow and then you make a vaccination. So his name was Louis Pasteur. Now, did he keep it all to himself? Did he say, aha, I've discovered vaccinations? Was he one of those evil scientists? I've discovered how me and my family will never have that disease. No, I tell you what he did. He spread it to as many people as possible. Why? So other people wouldn't get the disease. And what's the difference between a person who discovers something and doesn't share it with others, or a person who has something and sells it to other people for vast sums of money, and a person who just shares it out of love and concern? One person we call a Kripana. Kripana means miser. Miser. I have it and you can't have it. It's mine. Okay? And the other person, we call him a person who is very kind, very generous. And they're the ones who go down in history. If you can spread, there was one lady, she had typhoid, and she was a barmaid, so the story goes. And she spread typhoid to hundreds of people. Where was it? Either in London or Manchester. Her name was Mary. So she became known as Typhoid Mary. Just spreading typhoid to everybody. They didn't know where it was coming from. Eventually they tracked it down that Mary was giving everybody typhoid. Now, if you spread a disease to everybody and you do it knowingly, how bad is that? That's very bad. But if you have something good and you give it to other people, first of all, it's a moral principle that if you have something that can save the lives of other people, you give it to them. You give it to them. How much money should you charge? Huh? Some Indian businessmen here. How much money should you charge for a vaccine that will save people from a very hard disease? How much money would you? As much, he says. Well, you might have to charge something, yes. But ideally, you would try to spread something that was good to as many people as possible, for as little as possible. So now let's say it's peace. Let's say it's resolution of conflict. Let's see if I had a special technique to stop war. Wouldn't that be a good thing? Because apart from adults dying in wars, there's so many children, so many innocent children die in wars. So don't you think it's a good idea to be able to spread conflict resolution? Conflict is easy. You hardly have to do anything. To catch a conflict is like catching, I've just been in Manchester singing Hare Krishna. And if you get on board a tram, it's a very nice mode of transport to be on a Manchester tram. But if someone sneezes on a tram, you might catch what they've got, unless they use a handkerchief, okay? So the point is that it's very easy to catch something that's unhelpful. So we should make it easy to catch something that's very helpful, you see. That's why any government, when they're trying to combat a disease, there's leaflets, there's posters, there's a big campaign. I once spoke to a man who was, what's the name of a person who tries to stop an epidemic? Every county in the United Kingdom has one. Epidemiologist? No, that's not. Huh? You think so? Epidemiologist. And he was a government epidemiologist. His whole job in life was to A, stop diseases spreading, and 2, to cure them as fast as possible if they were spreading throughout the countryside. That was his whole job. Come in or out. But not half. You're in the Hare Krishna movement or out? Oh, of course, yes. Radhamohan Prabhu ki jai. So, you're putting me online, okay. You're helping to spread what I've got. So, these are good things. If you discover, for instance, that meditation helps you relax, you want to tell people about meditation. You see? Whatever there is, you want to tell people about it. You see? If you see a good movie, okay, I just saw a good movie. Oh, what was the name of the movie? Oh, it was called Sholay. It was it was called Raj Taxi Driver, or some Bombay movie. You see the movie? You want to tell everybody else about it. I saw this movie. You should definitely go. No. You should. You have to go. You have to see it. Why am I telling him you have to see it with enthusiasm? Because I know that he will like it. That's right. So in the same way, if you discover a spiritual technique that will guarantee to make people happy and put a smile on their face and prevent them from getting depressed. Listen, my dear friends, the World Health Organization has said the biggest disease for the 21st century is depression. Biggest disease. Everything is geared up for a perfect storm. You know what the meaning of perfect storm? Perfect storm? It means that all the atmospheric conditions, all the meteorological conditions are perfect for a storm like no other storm. There will be tidal waves. There will be wind. There will be trees falling down. So the government has to take steps to warn everybody. So the World Health Organization is warning us all that depression and anxiety, mental disease, is a big problem for us. Why? Because we have breakdown of families. Breakdown of families. People don't have anywhere to go to really get this emotional support that they need. We have a world where people are pretending that they don't have emotions. Mostly men, unfortunately. Men think that only women have emotions. And the men, they don't have any emotions at all, isn't it, men? I don't have any emotions. I'm not an emotional person, you know. But unfortunately, it's men that are falling prone to depression, anxiety, and suicide. Every 4 hours, one man in this country is committing suicide. Okay? And one man, usually a younger man. So what can we do about that? Can we, as a group here, can we do anything about that? Can you do anything about it? Can you do anything? Can we do anything? We should be doing something as a spiritual community. Because I'll take questions afterwards. So the thing is that the warnings are there. Just like there's a warning, don't smoke. Don't smoke. The government is warning everybody, don't smoke. And then the government had a problem. Who's not listening to this message of not smoking? They're putting ads everywhere. They're showing you the lungs of a diseased person. They're showing you cancers on every packet of cigarettes. Who's not listening? And you know who's not listening? Indian men. They said they guaranteed this category of person, Indian men, are not listening to the not smoking message. So now the government has to go back and they have to think of special ways in order to get Indian men to stop smoking. They don't listen. Why? They traced it to the films. Because in Bombay movies, तुम्हारे मृत्यु है. Yeah? Salman Khan, तुम्हारी मृत्यु है. He throws it away and then 95 men all on the floor. Because the big man in the movies, he smokes. So there is no achar. You see, where there is no achar, there can be no prachar. There's no behavior, no role model. You see. So sometimes we have to change the role models that people see in society so that we can see. That's why many people don't like, I won't mention his name, but a certain person who's president of the United States of America. We won't mention his name. But many people, I'm sure he's a good man. But certain people don't like because the way he speaks is not noble, not statesmanly-like. And there are many countries around the world where you have a leader who's not demonstrating the best qualities. Not demonstrating the best qualities. This is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga means when you have, instead of cream rising to the top, you sometimes get corrupt people rising to the top. And therefore, every few years or so, there is a problem. So it is the business of people like you, not just people like me who walk around wearing a bed sheet, okay, with paint on their face. It's not our business. One time we had a very top lawyer and we had to engage his services in order to defend the right of our temple to remain open. We were in a big fight with the government of the day about 20 years ago. And so we engaged him, and he said, well, I first have to know something about your movement. And so he took away Prabhupada Lilamrita. He's a very intelligent man. So he read the Prabhupada Lilamrita from beginning to end. And he said, I have discovered something that's different about you than any other religion. I said, what? What have you discovered? He said, well, most religions have a priest or an imam or a rabbi or a vicar or something like that. He said, you people don't. He said, in your religion, everybody gets to be the Pope. Everybody gets to be the preacher, the teacher, the rabbi. You want everybody to do the same work as everybody else. And we said, yes, you've understood. So although naturally human beings prefer a hierarchy, don't we? We prefer a hierarchy. Senior devotee, acharya, guru, we like that. But in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, everybody has to take the message. Everybody becomes guru. Everybody becomes teacher. Everybody becomes rabbi, imam. Everybody. Why? Because it is very important. Because human beings are all equal. Actually all equal. Human beings are all equal. We are all equal. Because each of us, the Upanishad said, is 1/10,000th the size of the tip of a hair. You take your hair, ping, that's the hair coming out, ping. Take a hair, look at the very tip of it, cut it into 1,000 pieces, take the 1,000 pieces, cut them into 10 parts. You find it very, very small. That's the size, the Upanishads say. It's just a way of helping us understand how small the soul is. But that means the soul in you, what's your name? Sankarshan. How tall are you? Huh? You no idea, okay. You don't even care. How old are you? 10, you're 10. And who's this? This is your dad. How big is dad? I tell you, he's at least 6'4". But what I want to tell you, Sankarshan, is that the spirit soul inside you at 10 is the same as the spirit soul inside your dad. You are as big as your dad. It's just the body that's a different shape and size. And the spirit soul inside a man or a woman, do we have a male spirit soul inside a man and a female spirit soul inside a female? How does it work, ladies? It's a mystery. I'm genuinely... How is it? Is it the same? So inside a man is a male soul and inside a female soul is a female soul? No? Right, correct. What? That's right. That's right. The soul has no biological gender. So when we identify with our body, we think, I am fat, I am thin, I am woman, I am man, I am black, I am white, I'm old, I'm young, I'm pretty, I'm ugly, I'm good, I'm bad. These things. But the soul is free from these upadi. Sarva upadi. We're free from it. Upadi means designation. Designation. Free from all the labels. So that means in a spiritual movement like ours, in a spiritual community like ours, we're all equal. And therefore, I hate to do this to you, but there's no special people that get to preach the message of Hare Krishna. You know who it is that gets to preach the message of Hare Krishna and share it, share the love with others? At this point, a big finger should come from the sky. It's you. One time they went to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and they said, what did they say? Spread Hare Krishna, chant Hare Krishna. Yes. They said, what is the Hare Krishna movement? Can you put the Hare Krishna movement all in just one statement? You know, I don't have time for philosophy. Just explain everything in one statement. He said, chant Hare Krishna, spread Hare Krishna. That's all he said. Chant Hare Krishna, spread Hare Krishna. Because if you take all the classes, all the conversations, all the books, everything that's ever been said, it comes down to this one thing. Recite the name of God. Chant Hare Krishna. Sing Hare Krishna. Speak Hare Krishna like that. And secondly, spread Hare Krishna. Now, the first part we like, don't we? We like coming here and we like the food, isn't it? Somebody right at this minute is cooking a wonderful meal for you, and all you've got to do is listen to this boring man. That's all you have to do. Occasionally smile, laugh at his jokes, humor him. He's an old man. And then we get to eat. No, I know you are more motivated than that. So it is very easy for us. But if each of you were to tell 2 other people about how wonderful the chanting Hare Krishna was, and in this way you spread the Hare Krishna, we would triple the size of our Hare Krishna movement overnight. You see? Triple overnight. How about that? That would be was that a good proposition? And Radha Mohan would thinking, oh no, don't do that. We've got no room. Look, can't you see? We're already full. No room. Okay? It's like Jesus. Joseph and Mary went to the hotel. They said, no room. So they went next door, gave birth to Jesus. So when you say no room, they said no room. They said to George Harrison, one of the Beatles from Liverpool. They said, no room. We have no room. It's become, George, you made the record. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Come on. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So it made it very popular. And all over the country, people started coming to our temple in London. And it got so popular that people, I was there at the time and people were sleeping on the stairs. There was so much wanted to be Hare Krishna and chant Hare Krishna. And it was so popular. If the Beatles are doing it, if you're a young person, you don't know who the Beatles are, but if you're an older person, or you're all young, or from India, in that case, forget it. The Beatles have no relevance. But if you're... So many people were coming, and they all wanted to live in the temple. And of course, at that time, the devotee said, yes, come. And so I used to sleep, let me tell you, there was not in the bathroom, but I used to sleep in the shower. Somebody else used to sleep on the stairs. How can you sleep on some stairs? But I so much want this Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yes, you can't believe it now. So then they went to George Harrison and they said, you've made us so popular, there's a problem. We need a place to stay. He said, all right, I'll buy you a house. So then they said, they said to him, do you want to come and see it? We found a house. Do you want to come and see it? He said, no. He said, if you like it, I'll buy it. That house today is worth £6 million. £6 million. So someone gave us something worth £6 million just because we asked him. My mother told me, and it's a very good thing, if you don't ask, you don't get. It's very simple. A very spiritual principle. And devotees have to be very bold. We're bold, courageous. One time, Prabhupada told his disciples, he said, I have seen a small dog. He said, what is it? He went with his hands like this. What is this small dog? Like this? Ears? They said, a chihuahua. Yeah, chihuahua. He said, and the chihuahua, he said, was barking. But he was barking at a big dog. What is this big dog? It's a Great Dane, Prabhupada. Yes. He said, why small dog is barking at big dog? Why is he not afraid? Big dog can eat him in a moment. Why the small dog is not afraid? And the room went quiet. He said, because the small dog is connected to his master by the lead. In this way, all of you are small, but you can bark very loudly if you know that you're connected to Krishna. If you know that you're connected to Krishna, then you can bark very loudly. So why would anybody bark? Why would anybody bark? means to open your mouth and say something. So each of us should be prepared to say something about this temple, how much we like it, and to tell 2 other people every week. Why not? It's not just someone else's job, it's our job. It's all of our job. You see. One person went out and they gave there's so many stories. So many stories. Right now, Dayananda Maharaj is on the street in Manchester, outside the Arndale Centre, trying to give out Bhagavad Gitas to the pedestrians. And we have 2 ladies also up from the manor out there. And it's Iko Pariti Sana. Anybody speak Swahili? No. It's Tanda hai. Tanda hai. Bahut tanda hai. Very cold. Okay? And but just in this desire to spread, he's going out. So we have so many stories with our book distribution. When you do books, it is like a magic thing. The books, Bhagavad Gita looks like a book, it feels like a book, and you can read it like a book, but actually it's Krishna Bhagavan himself. Bhagavad Gita is Krishna Bhagavan himself. Therefore, when you give a book to someone, it has its own mind. It will travel. And let me tell you an amazing story. One person, he had a Bhagavad Gita, and he put it on his shelf. He didn't read it. Sometimes it happens that people take the book and they don't immediately read it, but it's there. It's Krishna Bhagavan on his shelf. So he got a new job, and he had to move up to Leeds. You know Leeds? Leeds, just over here. So he went to Leeds, which was 200 miles away from where he was living. So but just before he moved, he took all his books and he gave them to a charity shop. Okay, nice idea. So he gave his Bhagavad Gita, all his boxes of books. So then he moved, and 6 months later in Leeds, 200 miles away, he was thinking, well, I gave all my books away, but actually I want to read something. So then he saw that a neighbor in the apartment down the road he had a big skip, and he was putting lots of boxes. And so sometimes this young man, he knew that people throw away things, and I can use those things that he throws away. So he came and he saw that inside one of the boxes that the man was throwing away was some books. And he went through what was in the box. Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita. So he picked up a Bhagavad Gita. He came, and again, he put it on his shelf. Okay. That's not the end of the story. Is it a miracle? It's a miracle, isn't it? But not too much of a miracle. Let me tell you the second half of the story. So he took that. He said, one day, I thought to myself that I would like to read Bhagavad Gita. So I opened the front of the Bhagavad Gita. He said, I got the shock of my life. Inside the Bhagavad Gita, on the front page, was my name. This was the very same book that he had given away to a charity shop 6 months and 200 miles away. The book had followed him to a house 3 doors. Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Krishna Kripa ki jai. So immediately he said, this Bhagavad Gita, this Krishna is not something ordinary. Let me deal with this. And so then he took up Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, because he knew somebody was watching him. Another man in Birmingham. Are you okay with these stories? Okay. Another man in Birmingham. He went one further, and he joined a group. We usually have one temple in a city, and then many different groups. In New York, we have 30 groups. In London, we have 55 groups. Now, 55 groups in one city, because it's a big city. And Manchester, there's room for so many groups, big city. So anyway, in Birmingham, he was going to a group, and the devotees told him, you shouldn't eat. Oh, no, what they were telling. The devotee said, what do you do for hobbies? And he said, I like to go fishing with my friends. And the devotee said, oh, fishing is, if you can not do that, that would be very good. He said, but I enjoy it. He said, no, please don't do that. It's cruel to the fish. It's not ahimsa. We follow ahimsa. It's best if you don't do that. He said, all right. He said, if Hare Krishna says for me to give up fishing, I'll give it up. I like it, but I'll give it up. Anyway, 6 weeks later, he woke up late one morning on a Sunday, and he thought to himself, Hare Krishna doesn't like me fishing, but I like fishing. I'm going fishing. So he went out fishing, and he put he put the rod. Anybody ever been fishing? No, I didn't think so. There's a stick and a string, and you throw the string in the water, and it's got a hook on the end, and it catches a fish. Okay. So then he said, as you have to explain everything. So then in Bombay, not many people go fishing, I guess. So then he was happy then. He was happy. So he liked Hare Krishna, but he also liked fishing. What to do? Balance it up. On Sunday I'll go fishing instead of going to Hare Krishna. So he had the hook on the end of the string caught something. See, it was very peaceful for him. It was just the birds, just the sheep in the field. Okay, and then he was happy. The sun was coming. It was summertime. It was very peaceful, just a little breeze. And he was happy just sitting there waiting for a fish to be caught. Anyway, then there was a tug on his line. You feel a pull on the string. And he said, oh, I've caught something. And the stick goes like this. He's like this. He starts reeling in, winding up the strings. He's like this. Oh, it's a big one. And he pulls like this. He pulls. On the end was just a plastic bag, not a fish, just a plastic bag. So anyway, he said, let me look and see what's inside the plastic bag. So he pulled the plastic bag and he opened it. It was the Bhagavad Gita. Obviously, all covered in water, all soggy wet. But do you think he looked up to the sky and thought, uh-oh, someone is watching me? Anyway, I'm telling you these stories not to frighten you that some evil god is watching you. But just the point is that we're moving in a different circle when you take to Krishna consciousness. There's a certain magical effect that your actions can have, because Krishna wants to use you as an instrument. And this is the peace prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi. He said, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is discord, let me sow peace. The whole point here is, if you have an understanding of your relationship with God, automatically many things are accomplished. Just like Prabhupada Ji said, in a little while you're going to have some nice feast, okay? It's not offered yet, so don't think about it, okay? I saw you. So then we're going to have a nice feast. I hear that the Sunday feast in Manchester is very special. It's just like eating at a restaurant. Am I right? That's what they told me. It's the only reason I'm here. Why do you think I'm not at Bhaktivedanta Mana's Sunday feast? Khichdi. Khichdi. I said, why you always serve khichdi? He said, because we have 1,200 people. We've got to feed them something. I said, if you want good Sunday feast, go to Manchester. They have a good Sunday feast there. So I'm here. I've been waiting for days. So when you eat, 3 things are accomplished. 1, your hunger goes away. 2, your taste buds are stimulated. It's delicious. And 3, you gain nourishment. All at the same time. You don't have to calculate. Okay, this bite is for nourishment but not taste. This bite is for, all at the same time. So when you come to Krishna consciousness, with every activity that you perform, you get spiritual advancement. You get detachment from material advancement. And not material advancement, but taste for taste for material exploitation, and exploitation of others diminishes. So then at the same time something called compassion develops. And compassion is the one quality which, if we developed it in the world and it really caught like a disease, would change our world for good. Compassion. There's not enough compassion. Compassion will produce many, many things. It will produce generosity. It will produce kindness. It will produce love. It will produce empathy. It will produce sharing. It will produce service. It will produce mercy, which is its corollary. Where there's compassion, which means I feel another's pain as my own. It will produce mercy, which is I extend myself to others. So compassion begets mercy. And compassion begets forgiveness. So many wars are there. Small wars, big wars, because people cannot forgive. That's why people do conflict resolution just to bring people to the point, can you forgive the other person? They did something wrong. They said something wrong. Can you forgive them? No, I won't forgive them. I have been deeply, 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 deeply offended by what they did. Well, okay, you've been offended. But can you forgive them? So a great man, a great woman knows how to forgive. The greater you are, you know how to forgive. A great person knows how to manage humility. And it's a strange thing. It's a paradox. Humility comes from the word. It comes from the same stock as the word humus. Hummus. Not hummus. That's a rather nice delicacy that we have. Okay? But it comes from the word, like the word humus. Humus, not hummus, but humus, which means the earth. So humility and humbleness makes you coming from low down. So some of the greatest statesmen in the world have been humble. Muhammad Ali might have gone out and said, I am the greatest. He's a boxer, so he's a Kshatriya. He's fighting, I am the greatest. But many men who are great people, like people like Nelson Mandela, he said when he was coming out of the jail, where they just imagine he'd been wrongly imprisoned for 25 years and he was coming out. Okay? You'd think a man was really rolling his sleeves up, ready to get back at the people who put him in jail. But they said to him, they said, how do you feel? Are you going to get back at the people that put you in jail? He said, no. He said, if I do that, I'll still be in prison. I'm leaving those feelings back there in the jail where they belong. Now is time for a new chapter. So being able to forgive is a measure of your greatness. Being able to share what you possess with others is a measure of your greatness. Like I said the other night, if I have 5 bananas and I give you one and I give you one and I have no bananas, but what I get is I get the generosity. I get the credit for the generosity that I've given. And if you give spiritual teachings, in love of God, if you give that to others, then you get more back. Prabhupada liked to use the word nice. And a modern acronym for nice is a very helpful word in our preaching. So preaching doesn't just mean sharing, it means sharing in an intelligent way, in the best possible way, in an appropriate way, at the right time. So nice is spelled N-I-C-E. So N stands for a person's needs. Person's needs. When you're dealing with someone else and you want to give them Krishna, you look at their needs first. A homeless person outside the Arndale Centre in Manchester may not be interested in philosophy. Do you think? May not be interested in philosophy. But they may be interested in a warm bed for the night, or they may be interested in a hot tea or some food. Okay. So what is a person's needs? Similarly, a person who's a rich person may not be interested in your offer of a cup of warm khichdi. They may not be interested in khichdi, especially if they're walking past you, they're going to a top restaurant in Manchester. They may not want your cup of khichdi, but they may be interested in your company. Yes, your something that you share. They say everybody should be prepared to speak for 3 minutes about something that you truly believe will help another person. And the test is, if you're in New York, in a big building, and you take the lift, or as they call them in America, an elevator. You take the elevator from the ground floor up to the top of the building, and you're in the lift with a very important man. And it takes you, let's say, 3 minutes to get to the top. I don't know how long it takes, but 3 minutes. What are you going to say in 3 minutes? Srila Prabhupada was asked to come to Amsterdam when the Hare Krishna record became famous in 1970. And he was on the Dutch equivalent of Top of the Pops, which was a TV program at the time. And the devotees had asked the producer if their guru could say something. And then they went to Prabhupada and said, yes, you can speak after we sing, but they're only allowing you to speak for 2 minutes. Can you explain Krishna consciousness in 2 minutes? Prabhupada said, of course. He said, I can say everything that needs to be understood in 2 minutes. Okay? Unlike me, I have to spend an entire hour with you sitting there in order to explain a simple point. Prabhupada can say very, very complex things in a very simple way. So 2 minutes is enough. So why not rehearse how you would explain Krishna consciousness to another person? And don't think, I couldn't do it. Don't think I couldn't do it. I don't know anything. Well, if you don't know anything, why are you here? You're here because you know enough to bring you here. So if you're enough to bring you here is enough to share. Even if someone just says, I really like Hare Krishna food. I really like Hare Krishna sounds. That's very nice. You know, a lot of people, they do spread the word for us. I was invited to a party last year, and one of the guests on the party is a famous man in Manchester called Noel Gallagher. He's a singer and musician. So he was at the party, and at one time there was only him and a couple of friends was listening to Hare Krishna Kirtan. So he came up to me at the end, and he tapped me on the shoulder, and he said, that was great. That was my impression. He said, that was great. Keep it up. I said, I'll try to do that. Thank you. So I'm officially recognized by the saint of Manchester now. So the point is, many people do like what you're doing. Not everybody will think, you know. And those of you who are from Indian community, you should never think, well, it's not polite these days. I know in your workplace it's not polite. You know, sometimes you're even restricted by the work that you do. You should never share religion at work. Who has a situation like that? Give me a little wave if they tell you not to share what you've got at work. It is like that, isn't it? You can't give a Bible to someone. You can't go in there and give them a Quran. So why should you go in there and tell them something about Krishna? I understand. But there are many different ways in which you can share, not your faith, but some information that people might find very interesting, according to the need. So that's N. I means the interest. Are they interested? Okay. Preaching to a certain extent means going where no one is interested. Going where no one is interested. Our devotees first went with the Hare Krishna Kirtan to Moscow, and they were singing in the streets. This was in 1977, and they were police came to them. They said, "What are you doing? Why are you singing this song in the Moscow streets?" And the devotee said, "Oh, it is a cinema song. We're just happy people. We're just singing a song that we saw in a movie." And they said, "All right, carry on." It's not religion, is it? Oh, no, nothing. And when they told that to Prabhupada, he laughed. He said, yes, it is true. It's simply a nice song. So, but find people's interests. Are they interested in something? Next one. C. Concerns. Are people worried about anything? A lot of people say to me, well, religions start wars. You ever heard that? Really, all the problems in the world are started by religion. If there was no religion in the world, it would be a much better place. You hear that, don't you? Well, I explain to people that spirituality is a journey from beginning to end. And at the beginning of that journey, you choose various ways in which you'd like to develop your spirituality. So when we talk about religion, it's really about the techniques that you're using, the places that you're going, the books that you're using. It's at the very beginning. But it's not deep spirituality. It's beginner's spirituality. So when someone says, most people tell me today, I'm not religious. I went to a university of Kent in Canterbury a couple of weeks ago, and I said, it was as many people as this in the room. I said, how many of you would consider yourselves religious people? Put your hand up. Not one person put their hand up. They all looked at each other and said, no. I said, how many of you would consider yourself spiritual people? And everybody put their hand up. I said, okay, now break into groups of 3 and discuss what you mean by spiritual. I said, then everybody was talking. Spiritual, nice word. Religion, not nice word. Okay. They say that religion is like a swimming pool. Have you heard this one? Religion is like a swimming pool. All the noise comes from the shallow end. Okay, let that go over your head. All the noise comes from the shallow end. It means that if you haven't gone through your religious techniques in order to understand spiritual depth, then you may get noisy. It becomes very tribal. My religion, your religion. You see, you're only seeing the differences. But if you put everybody in a room together who was a deeply spiritual person from a different religious tradition, I think they would get on, don't you? I think they would get on. First of all, they'd be very understanding. They'd be very humble. They'd be very tolerant, patient with each other. And they would be very forgiving. Okay, so it would be very good. So, see, if anybody has got any concerns, what are they worried about? Sometimes, anyway, people have misconceptions. So you have to, set aside misconceptions. We're all talking about the hypothetical situation where I was on a train once. Let me tell you, I was on a train once, and I was doing Sankirtan, and not singing, but giving out books. And my mother had always told me, she always told me, we're second-class people, we're not first-class people. Those are the gentry. So I always thought that there was somebody higher than me, and I shouldn't talk to them because they were special people. So although I was 22 at the time, on the train I came to the first-class carriages, and I thought, my mother told me never to go in there. These are people I can't talk to. They're first-class people. But then I heard Prabhupada's voice. He said, no, everybody is spirit soul. So then I was even worried. I opened up the first class door, and I went in. I saw a man and his wife sitting there, nice people, elderly gentleman and his wife. I said, blah, 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 blah. Not exactly like that, but but I said, and would you like one? He said, yes. I said, I got chatting to him. I said, so what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? And he said, oh, I'm a lawyer. I said, oh, what sort of lawyer are you? Do you specialize? And he said, well, did you work? He said, well, actually, I'm a lawyer who works in the House of Lords. And I went, I said, is that kind of a, sort of a government? He said, well, I'm a law lord. I said, what's that? He said, well, we make the laws of the United Kingdom. I said, oh, okay, well, please read the book. So anyway, I went to a local library and I found out who he was. He told me his name was Lord Scarman, and he was the Queen's lawyer, Her Majesty the Queen's lawyer, who she calls for special reports and special occasions like that. Okay. So then I went to a library and I found a book called Who's Who. Have you heard of this book? Who's Who. So all the lords and ladies, the dukes, the duchesses, the viscounts, the barons and the counts are all in there, and you can find out who they are. So I looked up Lord Scarman, found out his birthday, found out where he lived from another person, and I went to his house on his birthday and delivered a chocolate cake. How brave is that? Would you do that? Do you know how to make a chocolate cake? Then, what are you waiting for? So I went to, anyway, he read the books, we got a nice letter, and, it was the beginning of a sort of exchange. Now, Prabhupada did the same thing. He got talking to a person who was the Queen's sculptor. I don't know if you remember a time when we didn't have decimal currency in this country. Perhaps you're all too young. But in 1970, it changed, and we had 10p and 50p, and we changed all the coins in the country, because up to that, believe it or not, children, up to that time, there was 12 pennies in a shilling and 20 shillings in a pound. How do you manage with that? 12. You had to count in 12s. Any shopkeeper had to count in 12s. That's right, you remember. So anyway, for the new 50 pence, the Queen's head had to be resculpted. So in Buckingham Palace, a sculptor came, and this sculptor had become a regular visitor to the temple. So we asked him, you're going to sculpt the head and shoulders of the Queen for the new 50 pence piece. Okay? Every time there's a new coin, the Queen gets a new sculpture. And then they shrink it down. So then he said, yes, well, please give her a Bhagavad Gita. Give a Bhagavad Gita to the Queen. And so we went, and he gave the Bhagavad Gita to the Queen, and because she had to sit there for an hour and a half, she was reading the Bhagavad Gita. And she came across one verse in the Bhagavad Gita, and she said, oh, this is nice. She said, wouldn't the world be a more peaceful place if everybody believed in God and everybody got on? And he said, yes, it would, yes. So anyway, being bold, reaching out to people. It's very interesting. I dress like this most of the time. Okay, dhoti, kurta. It looks like a bed sheet. Okay, it looks like I've escaped from a mental hospital. So I got it. And she's nodding. She said, yes, you do, actually. So I went to, the postman came one morning, and I opened it up, and there was a royal crest on the back, and inside was an invitation to a royal garden party at Buckingham Palace. So I thought, I'll go. And then at the bottom it said, dress code. Morning suit or national dress. And I thought, well, Dhoti and a kurta is not my nation. I don't have a suit. So what shall I wear? So what did I wear? I wore a dhoti and kurta and tilak. So then it was interesting. Before Her Majesty the Queen came in, everybody was milling around, and I was talking to people, and they were there in their top hats, and the ladies with the very big hats and feathers, okay? And they were looking at me, and they would look at me and they would think it was very strange, so they would go like this. What would happen in their mind is they would look at me, think I was dressed very strange for a royal garden party at Buckingham Palace. But then they would think to themselves, but he's been invited by the Queen, so therefore he must be someone special. And I don't know him. So they would go like this. They would look at me and they would go, and they would go, hello. And they would look down at my feet, and by the time they got back, they would go, hello, like that. So I don't know him, but he must be somebody because he's here. So you can get, my friends, you can get away with a lot. Don't think that because you've got tilak on your head, that you can't speak to anybody. Don't think that because you're wearing a sari or something, or beads, or don't think, just be an instrument in Krishna's hands. And then Krishna will place you in the right place at the right time, and it'll be amazing what will come out of your mouth will not be your words, but Krishna's words that Krishna will give you. It's absolutely amazing. What's the next one? The expectations, yes. Expectations, yes. Now the heart of all this is compassion. The heart of all this is compassion. If you don't care about others, you'll never get what I've been talking about. But I'm not a compassionate person. I don't care about other people. Act as if you are, and then you will become. Act as if, and then you will become. Without compassion, the Hare Krishna movement will simply be dead in about 20 years' time. If each and every one of you don't take it upon yourself to give something about Krishna to others, this will be dead. This room will be filled with cobwebs, and it will either be a place where we used to assemble, or it will be someone's home. It will be sold on. It's very simple. Either you play your part in giving Krishna to everybody in Manchester, or we can face catastrophe. And I've known in this country we are a registered charity. And a registered charity has to do certain things. You have to do the certain things that you told the government you were going to do. So we are down with the government of this country as being people who will spread Krishna consciousness. That's what the government thinks that we're doing. Now, I was in front of the Prime Minister of the day, David Cameron, and he was giving a talk to all of us who had gathered in the House of Parliament. And he said, the reason why we like charities like yours is because religion makes people a better version of themselves. And you spread love, and you spread help. And we know that when you do that, it costs us less money to look after people. If you do voluntary work for free, then it costs the state less. So we like it that religion. So the basic thing is that if you are a religion and you're helping people either to be good or to be a better version of themselves or to be kind to each other or to integrate more or to just be more compassionate, that's very important for the government. So for every pound that is donated to Hare Krishna, the government will give 20 pence if that person pays income tax. This is not a pitch for you to give donations, okay? Relax. I'll leave that to Radhamohan. But, so that means there's a total, every year, every single year, the government gives the Hare Krishna temple in London £350,000 to do with whatever we like from the government. They trust us that we're going to improve Britain in some way. Okay? They trust us that we're going to do something good for people. And in general, we do. Except when we don't. Okay? Sometimes we were raising funds from people and we weren't giving out books. And the government, 3 times in my 43 years, the government has written Hare Krishna movement a letter, ISKCON a letter, saying, we have noticed that last year you raised a lot of funds, but it doesn't seem that you've made sufficient progress in your preaching. Can you please tell us an explanation for this? We notice that your book distribution is down and you haven't made enough members. Please tell us why. They do that because they're the government. The government have to see that the Hare Krishna movement is chanting Hare Krishna and spreading Hare Krishna. Isn't it interesting? So the government say, we'll give you money, but make sure that you're doing what spreading Hare Krishna is all about. So that is my message to you, direct from the government, from Her Majesty's government. You must not only chant Hare Krishna, but spread Hare Krishna. Yes. What's the last one? No, I'm speaking to this young man. He knows the secret. Yes, to work in conjunction. Yes. Now, there are many different ways that we spread Hare Krishna. And I'm coming to the end. What do we do? Prabhupada said, in England, you do these 6 things. He wrote us a letter in 1973. Do these 6 things. He said, go out on the street and do Sankirtan. Sell some books. Give some free information. I didn't just sell the books, but give some free information. Give us some prasadam. Just a little something small, he said. He said, and the next thing he said, answer their questions. Talk to them. 6th thing, hold a meeting in a person's home, in a hall, a factory, or a school. In this way, without anxiety, spread Krishna consciousness through your country. He said, if there is no interest, then you can go somewhere else. But do these 6 things. I have the letter. So now, Tribhuvanath, who personally came, I was telling this story the other night, wasn't I? Did I tell the story the other night? It was the Chuck Berry story of the rainy field. Was it here? The rainy field was here. Okay, good. So Tribhuvanath, who personally gave me Krishna and brought me to Krishna consciousness, he had been putting on festivals. And the festivals means that we hire a hall and we do kirtan in a hall. We give prasadam in a hall. We do a theater. And sometimes 100 people come. Sometimes 150, 200, 300 people come. And by the end, we have a big, big kirtan, and everybody is Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. From that, from 300 people, 10% of those people will come back the following week to be part of a small group. So now you have 30. Over the next 6 weeks, that 30 will go by 50%, and you'll get 15 people. And I've seen this in England, Ireland, Hungary, and Germany. Same statistics. From this to this to this, like that. And so he was doing this very successfully, and different devotees were coming. Because all of us, we are one generation, and our duty now is to create the next generation. Now there's 2 ways you can create the next generation of Hare Krishna. One is by having lots of babies. Okay? You can do it that way. It takes longer, slightly longer, and you've got to look after them and pay for them and everything else. So the other way is by making devotees. By asking people, please come, be a devotee. So Tribhuvanath was doing that, and he was being very successful. And then from America came this new thing that everybody was supposed to do, 1972, selling books all day. It was a new thing. Previously we'd gone out singing Hare Krishna. Now they were selling books. So we had received a shipment of books all the way from America. Big books. Silver books, paid for by George Harrison. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You see. So these were stacked up in one room at Bhaktivedanta Manor. And Tribhuvanath was under pressure to stop the festivals and start doing book selling. And so he asked Prabhupada, okay, what shall I do? Should we stop festivals in order to do book distribution? What do you think Prabhupada said? And all the book distributors, they go, yeah, I bet Prabhupada said stop the festivals. And all the festival people said, yeah, I bet he said stop book distribution. What did he say, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. He said, no. He had his walking stick with him. He said, no. And he put it in the ground. He said, everything, side by side. Everything must go on, side by side. So in this way, I'm saying, because from time to time, people push this program or that program, but everything is important side by side. So these 6 things must go on side by side. Harinam, books, free information, prasadam, stopping and talking to people. In America, they did a survey. They did a big, big survey of new religious movements. And you know what they discovered? People thought, they asked two questions. Who is the most philosophical? And Hare Krishna came out on top. Hare Krishna came out on top. It's the most philosophical people. Deep subjects, philosophical. And they asked another question. Who is the most friendly? Hare Krishna came out bottom. Yes, bottom. How is that possible that we came out at the bottom? Because on the street, our book distributors are not stopping to talk to people and be friendly. You're selling them something very quickly and then moving on to the next person. Very good for selling, but not very good for befriending. You see? So we came very high score for the philosophy, very low score for being personal and friendly. So people always like a friendly person. You know, philosophy and friendship, hand in hand. So it's side by side. So in this way, he said, everything must go on. And one time, myself and a friend, we decided that, because we were book distributors and we were brahmacharis, and we knew the absolute truth, which you do when you're 19. You know the absolute truth. And everybody else is wrong and you're right. You remember when you were 19, some of you? Yeah? You know everything, huh? Everything. Especially in your own religion, you know, they're wrong, I'm right. And so I was right. And I thought everybody should go out on books because, of course, we'd found a quote from Prabhupada. Everybody should go out on books. So he'd written letters encouraging people. So then I said to the pujaris and the cooks and the cleaners and the students at the temple where I was staying in London, I said, everybody must go out. Okay? You should go out, and you should go out, you should go out, you should go out. Oh, I caused a big fuss in the temple. Myself and a friend. And anyway, we got devotees out. Okay? They went out for a few hours. So then Prabhupada came, and he said, somebody had written to Prabhupada saying that this was going on in the temple, that, you know, they're saying that this is not right, everybody has to be a book distributor, lock up the temple and go and sell books. And Prabhupada, from his Vyasasan, he said, all services for Krishna are equal. All services are important. And so, of course, that put me in my place. So all people are important, all services are important, but the end of the day is chant Hare Krishna, spread Hare Krishna. So my dear friends, I'm going to conclude because I've reached my allotted time. But I'm going to ask you to bless me that I can continue to chant Hare Krishna and spread Hare Krishna. So hold your hand up. Give me your Ashirvad. And you say, Ashirvad. Thank you very much. Only your right hand will do. And I also give you a blessing that you will also in your life be able to reach out, even just to one person. Just tell them something. Just tell them something. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. What's the rest? Yes. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, those who explain the supreme secret of the Bhagavad Gita to others, what happens to them? They become very dear to me. They become very dear to me. So philosophy won't make us dear to Krishna. Austerity won't make us dear to Krishna. We become dear to Krishna by seva. And if this is something that Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, then it must be a very, very important service. So this time of year, people are wanting. I was just out for an hour singing in the streets of Manchester, freezing cold. Look, all I had on my legs was this, not much, but freezing cold. We didn't feel any cold. We didn't feel any cold because everybody was smiling and waving and Hare Krishna. Wonderful. So next time, please try to join the Sankirtan party and give out something small. Speak to people. You'll be very happy, they'll be happy, and Krishna Bhagavan will also be very happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. His Grace Kripamoya Prabhu ki jai. You all like the class? Hari Bol. So thank you very much, Prabhu, for motivating everyone. I think you are all fully enthused to go and give this message out. So it is the month of book marathon. Please take advantage. But firstly, let's appreciate His Grace Kripamoya Prabhu for kindly giving his association. Prabhuji has been here since Friday. Prabhuji delivered a lecture on Friday and went to the city center yesterday, did Harinam, and today also, and another lecture today. So let us appreciate by 3 loud Haribols. Haribol! 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 So Madhav Kumar Prabhu will be extremely happy if you take some books and do your bit. You need not to be a great book distributor. As Prabhuji said, every service is important. However, this is the month of book marathon. So please, do the needful. Take some books, and if you can't distribute, you can always donate. And our Madhav Kumar Prabhu will be over the moon to hear the news, and he is happy to distribute the books on your behalf in schools and business and various places. He is happy to do as well.
We can pay for the books.
Yeah.
And he will give them out.
Yes.
We don't have to get called.
In case, this is the second option. Second option. First option is that you go and distribute the books. However, if you can't go out and you're so busy, in case, second option is available, you can always donate the books.
You'll put the books in a good place where they can be read.
Yeah.
All of Manchester's libraries.
So, but everybody try the first option, yeah? No excuse. So this is December, and Gita Jayanti is coming up, the day when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjun on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and that's happening this Saturday, 7th December. The venue will be Jain Samaj. Just see how many times you get an opportunity to recite, start from the beginning to the end. It's very rare. Have you ever done it apart from Gita Jayanti? No. So take this advantage and please join us in reciting entire Bhagavad Gita in Sanskrit on the 7th of December. And after every chapter, there will be chapter summary in English. We also have fire yajna going on. It's free. There is no fees involved. However, if you want to be a yajman as host and offer oblations into the fire, we request a donation of 51 pounds. In return, we give you 7 books. You can take these books, use yourself, give it to your friends and family, colleagues. If not, Madhav Kumar Prabhu is again happy to distribute on your behalf. We got at least 10 members listed so far for this yajmanship. And following day, Sunday, 8th December, we'll be reciting Bhagavad Gita starting from 12 noon here in English. So that's it from me. Madhav Kumar Prabhu, you have got any announcements? No? That's it? Okay. Is anybody coming for the first time or coming after a long time? So may I kindly ask you to raise at your seat and tell your name and what brought you here so that we can welcome?
Hi, I'm Jenny.
Hello.
Aaron in Macclesfield.
Oh, wow.
A while ago.
He's doing a good job already spreading.
And he's already took us to temple in Watford.
Don't worry.
No, we went on Thursday and had a great day.
Wow.
And today we thought we'd reconnect again because we all got on so well. We're again today.
Wonderful. Wonderful to see you.
My friend Leslie as well.
Give it a round of applause. Anyone else? That's yeah. Same. Wonderful. Yes. Am I? You're also first time? All right. Ben and Aaron are our graced spiritual warriors. Wonderful. Thank you. And yourself?
This is my second time here. I've been here about, I don't remember exactly when I was here, about maybe a year ago or so, perhaps even earlier than that. Well, what brings me here, we have Krishna Consciousness Temple, Dwaraka, in Lithuania, where I'm from.
Okay.
It's a beautiful place. I've never been, but they have even kindergarten, Dwaraka kindergarten. It's grow, the goal is to grow the spiritual city in Lithuania at the moment. We even have a magazine, the Moto magazine, which I purchased. I'm just interested in Vedic culture and the way of living.
Jai, you are in the right place. So let us welcome these devotees with 3 loud Haribols. Haribol! 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 Yes. Okay. Would you like to introduce yourself? And your name? Kapil. Yes, we are expecting you here today. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you very much for taking. Yes.
I'm also new here first time, but I live in London and I go there to Soho Temple and sometimes Manhattan. For about 6 months I've been going there, but I've actually moved away from London now. And you're from Lithuania.
Yes.
I'm from Estonia, but it's Russian. So the Moscow stories are very close to me. So in Estonia, in Tallinn, there's also a big temple as well. So I'm planning to move there and spread the
Haribol. Welcome everyone. Hare Krishna. So now, more ecstatic part, our Kripamoya Prabhu is going to lead the kirtan. Hari Hari. Is that okay? Or you want to more? 3 is fine. Yeah. Yeah, 3. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Shall I hold you a little bit? No.
Let me go.
Yeah, okay. That was wonderful. Really wonderful.
Oh, you got my tongue. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gauda Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hup, 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 ho! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let me see some hands. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just want to see some hands working. Get a little beat going. Little beat going. All the hands. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hup, 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 hup. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hup, hup, hup. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Govinda, Jai Jai, Gopala, Jai Jai. Govinda, Jai Jai, Gopala, Jai Jai. Oh Radha Ramana, Hare Govinda, Jai Jai. Radha Ramana, Hare Govinda, Jai Jai. Hey Govinda, Jai Jai, Gopala, Jai Jai. Govinda, Jai Jai, Gopala, Jai Jai. Hey Radha Ramana, Hare Govinda, Jai Jai. Govinda, 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 Hey Govinda, Govinda. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. One more. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. just want to ask at the end of the kirtan for a little donation. Can you please give me a donation? Yes? I just want you to give a little jump. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram. And again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Gaur Premanande, Jai Gaur Premanande, Jai Om Vishnu Pada Paramahansa Parivraja Acharya Stotara Sata, Sri Srimad Ismail Sabai Charan Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem se ko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gaur Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Mayapur Dham Ki Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Ganga Mai Jamuna Mai Ki Tulsi Maharani Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Hari 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 Bo. Go Premanande. Hari Hari Bo. Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai.
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नमो ब्राह्मणी वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्यावतं राजन् विश्वासो न जायते शरीरार विद्याजल जोदिंद्रियाता है काल जीवे फैले विषय सागरे तारे मध्य जीवायती लोभो मोह सुदुर्मति ताके जिथा कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ा दयामय कोरी बार जीवा जाए स्वाप्रसादन दिलो भाई से अनामृत पाओ राधा कृष्णा गुण गाओ प्रेम दा खुशी चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे बोलो कृष्ण प्रसादम की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So Prabhuji mentioned in his class that for spreading and in philosophy we are number one, but being friendliness we are at the bottom of the list. And I know the reason, because that surveyor did not meet Prabhuji. If it had met Prabhuji, he is the most friendliest person one can ever meet. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for actually training us how to become friendly. We all look forward to you become, how to become friendly to everyone. So we are ready for the prasadam now. And after the prasadam, if anybody like to go and meet Prabhuji and have a little chat with him, he's available to meet you. So after the prasadam, if you can make your way upstairs near the sannyasi room, and somebody can help you to meet Prabhuji in his room. So you can just make your way after the prasadam. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
today. Okay. Chapter. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to memorize all the 18 chapters this month. Yes.
After a while, I think 2 or 3 times.
When you write, if you keep reading it, you'll get the next one.
Yes. Sure.
And you feel happy.
Yes.
People are looking for happiness. You feel happy.
I'm going to town, and I feel like I'm boring. Some people tell me to stop what I'm doing, but I just smile for them. I continue.
And take some prasad.
Yes, Pew is there, so just catch you.
Good to catch up. Yeah.
And obviously this thing is starting. I pray that it will be in
Don't worry. Yeah.
Development is good, just but first, meanwhile, everything has I have to concentrate on my true needs.
When we read Gita, some special sabji, cabbage one. Shall I give you this because Mataji is brought specially for you? With more rice from the plate. Some of that again or if you want, I can give you more of that sabji.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,